My neighbor is acting erratically over me building a fence in front of my house. We used to get along great with our next door neighbor. For context, she is an older Polish woman who lives alone and is very OCD about her grass. She will pick up leaves as they fall down from the tree and pick up leaves off her grass even if it rained. Anyways, she has a front fence that she didn't run all down her property line. She stopped it at the front so her whole right side of her home is exposed next to ours. Then picked up the fence when her backyard begins. We had more than a few times where strangers would enter the side of our house and actually try and enter our home. So my husband decided to put up a front fence. At the time my neighbor was redoing her backyard fence and she knew my husband also wanted to do his backyard fence, so she recommended her guy. As she followed up to see if my husband called the guy to get the work, my husband told her that he did and that he also asked the guy for a quote for the front as well. She immediately lost it. Since then she has been acting so crazy. It started with her calling the alderman and she wrongfully accused us of taking her land. The alderman came and spoke with us and sided with me and my husband. The problem is that she wants to use our front walkway that's on the side of our house to access her right side of her property. The side that she didn't fence. So she fenced herself out and has always just went on our property to access her side. She's mad cause with our fence she can't just walk in and go to her side of her house anymore. We told her we would give her a key and she said no. Since she accused us of stealing her land, we didn't feel comfortable about allowing her to come and go off our property anymore, but she didn't care. She called a handyman to install a security camera and he worked on our side of the property and she didn't ask. I asked the guy to please inform her for any future work she will need to ask us for permission before she enters our property. The security camera was to watch us because she was so paranoid we would build a fence. This Saturday we had the company begin work and she totally lost it. She harassed the workers telling them to stop work and she was accusing us of stealing land. She threatened to report them to the city and to call the inspector on us. My husband had to stay outside with guys as they worked, and when he went in she would come back out and harass them. Then she called the police. 4 police cars came. I don't know what she told them, but it was not the truth because the cops sided with us and told her to stay inside and not bother us. Then Sunday she paces looking at our fence post staring. She looked at our fence post like 10 times on Sunday and then she was pacing our backyard and we have her on camera just staring and pacing and starting in. So creepy. Then Monday she is walking and starting again and she stops one of our neighbors and starts complaining to him about our fence right in front of our house. She continues pacing and staring through the day. Then later that Monday a guy comes and she walks him to our house and he starts looking at our post. My husband came out this time and asked the guy who his was and why he was interested in looking at our property. He told us that he is a realtor and a good friend of hers and he came because she called him telling him that we stole her property from her and accused us of putting posts on her property, which was all lies. We immediately showed him our proof and he agreed with us and tried to mediate with her, explaining that we are legally able to build and that she can extend her fence so she is not blocked out. He just said no, and didn't want to do that. So my husband just left. We made sure everything was recorded. Then today, she came outside and stared at our property again just pacing. He did the same in the backyard. Then she went to the front and started flagging down neighbors who she never talks to and starts to complain about our fence, calling us bad people and that we are stealing her land. She is acting so malicious. What do I do? Crazy. Update. So I called the police to see what she accused us of on Saturday. They said that she alleged we were encroaching on her property and blocking her egress. The claim was noted as false by the police.